Greetings, everyone. My name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of Veersmith levels and some other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former. I'll be covering these levels for about 2-ish hours, then showcase art, and then move on to a separate stream where I showcase memes plus reacts. Only one stream today. If you want to see for levels added, please check the level queue. And to answer your question, Mama Wood, yes, it's 6th up. I'm going to first cover the levels I wasn't able to get to last week, the first 4, then I'll move on to this week's submissions. So welcome to the stream, Jedok, YouTube, Raccoon, Oscar, Pixel Boy, Mama Wood, Iwumi, all the lurkers, and anyone else who I missed. So my plan for this weekend is, right now it's going to be Maker and then some meme section after that. And tomorrow morning, Your Turn to Die continued. I want to see the conclusion of Chapter 1 as it has me intrigued. I don't know how the majority vote's going to turn out. And I can't exactly recall when the route split will happen. Alright. King Mart actually sent me a different stage. They sent me this stage, but I already covered it earlier, so I'm not doing it again. Instead, I'll be substituting in with one of the earlier stages. So first on the lineup is Survival Bomb Dash 2 by King Mart 64, 37 play, score 12. Run. Actually, wait. I know Marino did the stage. Keep mashing slide. And that's that. I wonder if I beat Marino's time. That's fine. Well, exactly what it says on the 10. It's mostly a mashing slide with some jumps here and there. Nothing out of the ordinary. Hey Buster. Welcome to the stream. Just going through some Maker levels. Oh yeah, feel free to continue discussion on the TF2 weapons. Like, your discussion about how some of the weapons are a bit more difficult to rebalance. That's a neat idea to continue. Oh, okay, I already did this stage by Nuclear. Let's see, did I? Yeah, of course. I first played Return of the Fortified Fortress during episode 693. So, I'm gonna substitute this with this. Second up is Rubicon the Menace by Nuclear Stomp. 28 plays, score 6. What does the Razorback do again? Oh boy. So it blocks backstabs. So okay, it blocks backstabs for you, and it stuns the player who backstabs you. Okay. Oh gosh. 20-second recharge and... Ooh, we're moving over heal. Depending on which class that is, that could be really painful. Which class is the Razorback available for? I'm assuming it's Sniper. Okay, so the overheal penalty isn't so bad. This jump here is gonna be a pain. It's basically an anti-spy tool for the sniper, but it's very... well... I don't like angular spikes for these sorts of things because you can easily just hit the side and then... Like, do I have to dash jump to there too? Ah yes, combo with the stun. Dash jump to the right, then turn left. At least the checkpoint density is very high. Otherwise, I would have quit this stage far earlier. There we go. Because this has turned into I want to be the guy light. Absolutely. Pixel Boy, the game was never dead. Brain just said they went on vacation. Hey Jaden, welcome to the stream. What? Again, this is where I wish you had square spikes. That was my bad. I much prefer angular spikes if they actually constrain to the actual visuals, but in this one I don't really like it. Evening stream? Don't you want to save it for the Your Turn to Die stream? I just don't like these sorts of spike jumps when I can't accurately get the spike hitbox nailed down. And of course, double jumping is tricky with this engine. Double jumping with precision, that is, and consistency. And there isn't as quick a respawn time like in Magmal. I would still advise saving some of the discussion for at least the starting part of the morning stream, so more people can see your thoughts, instead of an evening stream where less people are. Also, there's not going to be an evening stream tonight. I have other commitments. Ah, okay. That works, actually. Welcome to the easiest part of the stage. That last jump... Well, not even the last jump was the hard part. It was actually getting to the last jump. Keep... Here's the thing, But the thing is, Jaden, that's relevant to that game, so I want more people to actually see that while watching the stream. As for derailing, just ignore them, and I'll try my best to respond to you as well. Sheesh, yeah, this was a Died Kaiser to Kaiser stage. The only reason I didn't just quit out earlier is because of very high checkpoint density. So this stage is not for me. Again, I repeat, in that situation, just ignore those people and keep going with the discussion. When I have to stream a game like that, not only do I have to quote-unquote formulate and simulate the most information, I also have to analyze the topics to get the most out of the game and explain my reasoning. I didn't really talk so much about what I thought about the characters in the first stream, namely as, well, we're just getting to know all the characters. I have my suspicions about the police officer, and so... Barrel? Ah yes, with the majority vote and who goes out and who stays. Or who gets off and who survives. That is, yeah. Again, I highly advise you at least share some of the discussion for the Your Turn to Die dedicated stream. And keep in mind, if people really go feral, that they'll get warnings. Like, that's already against the rules. Number 3 up is Powertrons Part 2, Episode 12, and Old Evil Reborn Part 1, Powertrons Crossover by La Patio. 66 plays and a score 25. And the backbone of the plot? That's... Alright, here comes the crossover between the two Powertron teams. Here's the thing, Jaden. That is one important aspect of the plot that has to be discussed. Because the game already is going to discuss it in detail, I just know it, so... If people are going to go... Excuse me. So, considering that the topic's going to be discussed in quite a bit of detail in the game, it doesn't really matter if you're doing it or someone else is doing it. People will go, quote-unquote... People may rage on that. But that's an important topic discussed in the first place anyways. And there's no quite right answer. Yeah. Part 2, Episode 12, Part 1, Episode 1, Part 2, Episode A, Gaiden EX. And that's enough. Oh my goodness. Sure thing. Today's level queue is pretty packed. But again, don't feel afraid to share your thoughts on that. If people really get too angry or enraged, well, that's what warnings and temporary suspensions are for. If I was that worried about the drama being caused by the game like that, I would have not covered the game in the first place. Simple as that. No, got shoved in. Again, Jaden, I think your definition of feral is too, expansive there. No, in that discussion, I didn't say people gone feral, but it was going over the line. Yeah, you can't please everyone. But here's the thing, if I was really worried about the drama caused by the discussions created by covering Your Turn to Die, I would have not live streamed it or I would have not covered the game in the first place. Simple as that. So please, I'd like to have those discussions on those streams. How do I do this? Oh, darn it, I don't have the ability to charge it. But I do have this. True, that's life though. That's an important aspect of life. You can't please everyone. Welp. Okay, Bushwhackers can be interesting because Sniper shouldn't have a melee instant kill combo. You can Girardi and one-shot someone. Wow. I see I see the conceit of this stage. We're switching between the crossover cast, so in this case, the previous screen was the 2 Red Rangers. Now it's the 2 Blue Rangers. Each with their own weapons. Alright, there's a block there. And I expect a certain amount of heat in this Slower water. And the music does add quite a bit to that game. I do wish some of it was less painful in the ears. Hey, Silent. Sniper's a bit awkward because he needs to have a melee for an emergency backup, but his main focus should be long range. Like, he already has a short-range emergency backup weapon. That's the SMG. I see. Keep going. Oh, right. Sure thing. Yeah. It is fun. And I guess you can have subclasses. Yeah, that's a bit faster than I was thinking. And yeah, they can quickscope close-range attackers, although that's difficult. It's not like there's an artificial range restriction or huge amounts of bloom. I like most of the section, but the start not so much, but the ending not so much. I getcha. Come over here, Icicle Tech. I know you wanna. Get closer. That's a lot of stuff happening. Surprisingly, I got through it first try. Yeah. Meanwhile, Death's downstairs. Surprisingly, manageable Death. Oh, right, I have Leaf Shield, which absolutely destroys it. Demonstration. Okay, fire's coming. That was Green Ranger, now for Yellow Rangers. Yeah, this stage's difficulty curve is weird. Red was somewhat difficult, blue is hardest, green was a breeder, yellow is I don't know right now. Yeah, there's a lot of cool gimmicks presented later in the game. That's my issue sometimes with the Steam X, many times in the Steam XFest demos. They only really cover the introductory parts of the game. So they only cover the tutorial and first world. So a lot of the more advanced mechanics don't get shown. Sometimes that's fine if the demo's expansive enough. But other times, it's a problem. Like with Bow, it only showed the starting part of the game, but it's fine. It showed enough aspects of the game to understand. But with stuff like Kitsune Tales, yeah. Windswept is one of the exceptions because it included the first world, it also included a level from the 6th or 7th world, and it also included a level from the Brutal Bonus world. Ugh, yeah, too high. Like, Bow is only... I keep pointing back to Bow because it's the first world, but it does a good job showcasing most important stuff. If for situations like Kitsune Tales, I would advise doing something similar to what Windswept did. Just includes the have a sample level from a future world. I thought I tapped. Andrew. Okay, that worked now. That's what I want. Okay, that's telling me use the Scramble Thunder here. With sniper melees and stuff, it's a bit I don't know how to handle that. Doesn't help that I don't really play sniper because my aim is terrible. Okay, I have to initiate the jump lower because I keep bonking my head against the electrified ceiling. In the exact same spot. Oh, you mean to tell me there was supposed to be a top? Let me through. Oh, thank goodness. I don't need to be at full health. Not just the basic gameplay look, but also two of the main tools. Like, we have the golf club, and we also gain the air dash. Not to mention, it emphasizes how important aerial combat is, seeing as combos die out very quickly on land. So you want to be in air as much as possible. Headshots against enemies aren't usually that hard, but again, you're asking someone who's bad at aiming, especially in the faster paced movement stuff. Sorry. Okay. Gameplay loop. In that case, yeah. I mean, most of the demos did a good job showcasing the gameplay loop, but I want to see more than that. What stuff like Windswept and Bow did, well, what Bow did was showcase not just the basic gameplay loop, but the main thing that distinguishes itself from other, or makes it unique from other Metroidvanias. Namely, its higher focus on aerial combat. Heavy focus. Cinemization. Meanwhile, Windswept basically showed how initially it felt like a budget, and it does feel kind of like a budget DKC, Donkey Kong Country, but with the future worlds, we know that it'll be taken further. Alright, that was the Yellow Ranger route. Time for the Pink Rangers. It's like those Power Ranger crossover episodes, where the Rangers of the next series are helped by the Rangers of the previous series. Yeah, Kitsune Tales kind of suffered the most from that, as the first world was kind of basic. Okay, the other way this time. Well, it's a Wuxia-style, quote-unquote, Souls-like Metroidvania, although the meaning for that is decreasing. Same, Buster. I don't really play Spy or Sniper because Spy I don't have enough game knowledge, Sniper I'm terrible at aiming. Why do you think one of my favorite classes is Soldier? Or Medic? You don't really need to aim as well with those. And no, with Medic I don't have the Crusader's crossbow yet. I got True Nuclear. I'd advise... well, okay. I never really buy games on day one if I can. I've been burned a bit too many times. I waited. Oh man. Usually I don't really stay next to my teammates as much with Soldier, but I've seen other people have that problem. Because splash damage, lol. I had a bit of trouble with the yellow section, especially the blue section. I have to tap jump even more. Tap walk. Too early. I don't know if it's most, but oh my goodness. That was a maker moment. I don't know if most of the income doesn't always come from new sales, though. It depends on the title. It looked like it was safe there. I love Magma Slide, to be honest. That works a lot better. Well, it's about the same, but the advantage of the Magma Slide is you don't need to be as precise at sliding to the crevices or holes. Like, I have issues with the sliding in this game, but that's more with the input button registration issues, not the slide itself. Not exactly, at least. And the other issue is trying to slide into one tiles. That can be a pain sometimes. How is unlimited slide more sensitive? Refresh my memory. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mash left right a lot more. I guess that's a matter of preference. Really? I don't know about that. I actually had the reverse issue with Unlimited when I first played it, because the slide I felt was a bit too sensitive. And Stas 2082 is also kind of subjective, because that depends heavily on the level design itself. Like how long your slide is in Mega Man and how good it is actually depends heavily on the level design itself. Oh, what do you mean, Red Bun? Could you clarify on that point? Oh. What's the issue or thing about the custom costumes? See, I just want to slide to the right there, but because of the movement, it kind of messes there. Oh, sorry. I misread what you were saying because I'm splitting my attention here. I misread you as saying keeping me from, as in keeps me. In which case, yes, that's a good thing. Frankly, the custom costume of Tree is the best in the series so far. Namely as it gives you a much bigger sprite sheet to work with. Also, custom sound effects. Hey, come back. I made it. Mega Man was never really a super popular series. Keep that in mind, and over the years, due to a confluence of factors, it's gone less popular. It's not completely dead outside the fan base. See the sales on Mega Man 11. See the great sales on Mega Man 11 and the Legacy collections. But just like a long extended stretch of time, the main people who are keeping the series alive is the fandom, dedicated fan base, fandom, take your pick. I don't... Tree? The Legacy Collection, I'm referring to 4 different games at the same time. And I said Legacy Collections, so like Legacy Collection 1, 2, the first X Legacy Collection, the second one, also the Battle Network Legacy Collections, and the ZX and the Zero and ZX Legacy Collection. They're all fairly popular. I can okay. I see. Alright. We're here. Yeah, I wish there was a checkpoint for this. Again, saying that Mega Man's games aren't really popular, that's not exactly the case. There's still popular games coming out, it's just not as popular as it was in the past. We did it after spending at least 10 minutes here. But yeah, this is one of the situations where, if you actually are looking for new games, you have to look to the fan gaming scene. You're not understanding what we're talking about YouTube, again. I would like to see a Mega Man 12 or an X9, of course, but... Alright, let's rumble. This is... Alright, let's try everything. And this works. Even pierces. Alright. To be continued. Yeah, this is only part 1 of the crossover level. And these crossover ranger stages or episodes tend to be two parts. X and Zero don't have any made fan games because they tend to be more complicated. Plus, they aren't as popular in the fandom. Like every successive spin-off series or side series is less popular than the previous one. X is less popular than Classic, Zero is less popular than X, ZX is less popular than Zero, so on and so forth. Star Force is less popular than Battle Network. Battle Network is an exception because it's a kind of a fresh start, like a fresh AU, alternate continuity. Okay, to Jaden about Windswept. The game is a lot more precise with its platforming. Yeah, I think so. You mean Wild Masks. Right. Yeah, if you mess some of those jumps there, you're dead. Thankfully checkpoints are good. Yeah, Ubisoft dead, but on fandom support. There's a Super Mega Man 4? Mega Man X next. Mega Man X 21XX. And, well, ZX prequel is ZX, so I don't count that. Oh my goodness. By making a Battle Network fan game, I feel it's going to take even more effort than X because of how the RPG balancing has to go. And in general, considering how long those games are. Like, an X game can be completed in a few hours. Battle Network is like 10 to 20 hours. Even more so if you want to do completion. So you have to be more careful with that. I didn't see any link, Andrew. Why would you count Mega Man 4 Remake as Super Mega Man 3? Are they made by the same creator? I do own Kaze, so I'm gonna play that in the future. Oh yeah, Mega Man 4 Plus. I'm not gonna count it the same way because A, it actually looks better and reasonable. And B, they don't follow the same continuity. Alright, this was the most difficult stage of the episode, but I enjoyed it. Although I would maybe ease up on the pink section a bit. Jeesh. Oh boy, speaking of difficult stages, forward up is Glacial Tide by Zen, 15 play score tree. I played that Sylve, and it played less like a mess compared to Super Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. Like, that's also in my to playlist. There's only one completed Mega Man Battle Network fan game, and that's still in heavy development. Whoa, whoa. Ice. Aesthetics are neat. Don't get me wrong, it's very unpolished. 4 Plus is very unpolished. But calling it a mess, I disagree with. Yeah, no double jump, I'm afraid. Also, Maker Ice physics, so you know what to expect. Pain. Nice aesthetics, though. The default bosses, yes, I did. The hard mode bosses, no. I'm a bit hesitant to do mods this week because of the sheer number of levels in the queue. Whoops, slid right into it. Question is the pattern really random? And with all the viruses out there, I'm not just gonna download random links. And I didn't really have much problem with Discharge Man. So, that's not really a... Oh gosh. Oh, okay. I thought it was a spike fall. But yeah, it would have made... Moving on to Jaden's point, yeah, it would have made that game far more interesting. Sticker Star was bland and boring. Color Splash Marginy better. Origami King is the one that actually people seem to like. Thank you. And honestly, nah. I'm of the opinion that being forced to use charge shots to defeat a boss, that doesn't, I don't really care about that. If the charge shot's part of your arsenal in the Mega Man, and the game forces you to use it, I'm fine with that. It's not like you have a limited use of that. Random patterns, that is... Unfortunately, when you talk about random patterns, that's not really elucidative enough for me. Because it seems everyone's definition of random is different. Rom has a point because he wants to do everything Buster only. But that's more of a self-imposed challenge. I'm not gonna blame the game for that. Exactly. But that goes back to the point. Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mega Man base boss AI is not what I consider to be random, at least most of the bosses. Eternal, yeah, I can see that. Rocks, yeah. Oh boy, yikes. Surprisingly, I'm not dead. It's a scary section, but like the patios, if you take it slow, you're fine. That's not most of the bosses, Sylph. That's one boss. Like, I can consider maybe the King the bosses. I can consider the King Fortress bosses, Astroman and Burnerman, maybe, and Burnerman. And Dynamo Man, I guess. Especially if you're playing a space, oh gosh. Don't remind me of that one. What's up here? Presto! It's merely paying attention. I'm dead because I shot too many icicles. And all this discussion about how random the boss is also besides the point, because, again, not all kinds of random are really painful anyways, or unappreciated. It depends on their attacks. You can make a very unfun boss who follows a very strict pattern, and you can make a pretty fun and engaging boss battle which has a randomized pattern, completely randomized. Come on, base, you can make this jump. It's not that hard. Oh, yeah, I wish that was... At least with Mega Man, most of the bosses of Mega Man and base are doable. And the randomness doesn't really cause so much of an issue. With base, however, that can cause issues. See Dynamo Man and his healing. And... Eep. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check the left side again. Thank you. Just want to destroy these enemies. There, okay. And I got this. This should make my life against the boss a lot easier, hopefully. But frankly, we'll have to agree to disagree on this, like many points, Sylph. If a boss is forced... If you need to use a charge shot to defeat a boss and they have a randomized pattern, that doesn't explain enough to me of whether the boss is bad or not. I simply... And the way you're describing a 4+, you're not doing a good... You're not really convincing me. Alright, let's fight both of you. I was a bit worried getting into this, but this is actually one of Zen's... Like, Zen's previous stage was very brutal, but this one... Oh sure, it is painful in a few spots, but it's one of those ones where if you take it slowly, it's not too bad. Only recommend it to more skill, to at least... Because I'm tired. Only recommend to somewhat decently skilled players. I played both Sylve, so... Yeah, Windswept is one of those... Yeah... Yeah, I hope we can have more Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi games, the Brothership. Yeah, Windswept is one of those games where, if you don't count the level design, it's discount Donkey Kong Country, period. That's the only way I can describe it, really. But if I were to count... But with level design, it's definitely DK Country. Anyways, on to the last part of the stage. Okay. What about that? Ah, okay. I can only use 2 blocks to get up there, I guess. So I can't just circumvent the challenge exactly. Oh, tree. I see, carry it over to that side. Come on, get me up, get me up. Yes. That was the shortcut route. Darn it. I can't save it either because it doesn't regenerate my weapons. Oh well. Time to go down then. Whoa, whoa, boy. Nope, can't sneak in like that. I always cover a lot of demos on YouTube. Alright Jaden, I put all the comments in, or demos I covered, feel free to go. If I were to ask you the most memorable demos, that would be like Bow, Somnibuster, Grapple Dogs, Stardust Demon, and Block Strategy. Nothing more to say about that. Let's move on to the next set of demos. Hey Garde, welcome. Let me in. One of the situations where I wish I had a different special weapon. Or double jump. It's all up to you. I'll probably forget about the joke later, sooner than later. It's gonna take about 2 or 3 years before we get the spark anyways. Probably 2. Sorry, Jaden, but there are too many contenders with it. Go this way first. Nope, that's someone who can slide. Oh shoot, that's not good. Now that's good. Okay, stop pulling. Take it nice and slow. Using the blocks as a buffer, or insurance, really. This makes great use of the water and ice blocks, but yeah. If you're not careful, punishment's death. This would probably get a skip teleporter if this is a Magmal tree, but it plays in the upper half of the game. Also, they probably say the stage is long enough. Oh, sure, that works. Thank you, chest. Of course, the one thing that would make the stage easier in the actual Magmal is probably there wouldn't be the drop suppressor. I haven't seen any stages in Magmal have a drop suppressor. You could use a few more checkpoints, sure. Maybe just 1 or 2 more. I guess you can make your own skip teleporter, but what purpose would it solve, really? These stages don't really have meta collectibles that cross over between levels. And level completion... well, unless you're trying to add to your own credit, level completion percentages. Otherwise, I don't really see a purpose for a skip teleporter. Again, if this was in Magmal Tree, this would likely place in the upper half of the game. At least a tier 8, probably. Although, they would have to tone down a little bit of... they would have to remove the drop suppressor, likely. And maybe shorten the stage a bit. Because this is like a 10+ minute stage, even if I didn't die as much. That is getting a bit excessive. Like, if I were to say, to echo my criticism of Magmal Tree, it's kinda... this stage is kinda reaching the point where it feels like 2 stages back to back. I don't really mind it, but in a contest setting, yeah, that's a problem. The chests are the only things that can drop the pickups right now. Get me down. Also, I wish the stage actually had multiple teams. That's it, get me in. Ah, phew. Like, I like the stage progression, you know, introductions, escalations, recombinations, and the climax, but a few more checkpoints would be nice. The next Magma project is going to be episode 02, so it's going to be a collaboration. So, if needed, I can actually help you directly. At that point, if we were to add a skip teleporter in this game, that's a dev exit. I'm just gonna stand here and defeat Pirate Man this way. Please tell me that's it. Wait a sec. What's behind this block? Okay, I think we have officially reached the point where the stage is, too long, I guess. Worth the detour, I guess, because I get the time stopper. Or rather, flash stopper. Oh good, checkpoint's right here. So that the enemies can't drop pickups to make the experience easier. The only thing is they can drop pickups at the chest, sometimes. Oh, you're at you're at tier 13, Pixel Boy. That's cool. Where I last left off, I was at the end of tier 7. The next Magma Tree will be a bit of a shorter affair because I'm only going to do part of tier 7. I'm going to do the rest of tier 7 and part of tier 8. There are 2 stages in particular I'm really looking forward to. Squish. There's always that. That's why Buster said you should play the tiers at random, or I suggested that people play the tiers at random. Or don't start with tier 1. And yes, I know that Rome Mitchell's actually started their own Let's Play. I'm gonna be watching that too. And yes, when I get back to streaming Magma Tree, I am gonna address the elephant in the room. Okay, this one, in this last section, the blocks crush the ice blocks. Pick the tiers at random at least. Of course, we have mines to worry about. It's a good thing we're playing in space because then I can actually hit the targets like this. Let go! No, I wasn't talking about Metal Slug Tactics. I was talking about other things. Oh, impressive. I like to take my time with the levels to increase my enjoyment. I had long already agreed to the fact that I'm not gonna just binge through the game like that. That's the quickest way to destroy the fun of any game. Okay, completely random. You have to use the version they provide. I will say that the Megamix engine version available is very old. Like, it's 2018 old. Please wait for it to be updated. Right, I can just do that. At first I was thankful that, oh goodness, this is not one of those longer stages. But, Thank you. I get you want to fully explore this mechanic, but please, could you shorten the stage next time, or split into two? We've reached the point where the stage is excessively long. Like, I hate to make the comparison with Hunter Tower because this is actually having its own... It's not cribbing off of a stage that already exists. But please, this is like 3 or 4 stages in one, back to back. An entire fortress. And with the aesthetic and music changes, that's how it feels. Okay. How long do you have to make it? As long as you think it needs to be, but... Oh. Well, didn't get all the keys. I guess there was 2 secret parts. As long as it needs to be, but make sure to get it play tested by others. You don't want to make it so long that you end up getting a skip teleporter. Like, if your stage is 5 to 7 minutes long, that's fine. Be careful though if it goes over like 10 minutes. It's not so much the size of the stage that matters, it's how long it takes to go through on average. Like 5 to 7 minutes is fine. 10 minutes is 10 to 12 minutes is a bit pushing it. Once you get past that point, be careful. Alright, time to fight difficult anchor. Or not. Hehehe. That's why it was worth it to check out the Flash Stopper out. That's fair. Fragile Man would not improve the stage indeed. Started out somewhat difficult and ended fairly difficult. You have to take it slow, and even then, be careful. Okay, Glacial Tide is 3 or 4 stages in a single hat. It's an entire fortress. Please, please split into 2 at the very least. It's not as difficult as your previous stage, but for the sake of the players, especially those who have weaker PCs, or the game decides to crash in the middle, just split it in 2. Exactly, Garde. I used to use screen counts, but then I realized, wait a second. You know how, for example, Frostman stage in Mega Man 8 is the longest one of the longest stages in Mega Man history, or so to in Mega Man Classic history? 80 to 90 screens long? That's because of the skiing section, or sledding sections. That's why, if you want a better metric, time the playthroughs and take the average. Again, for a classic stage, 5 to 7 minutes is like a good middle ground. 10 to 12 minutes you want something a bit more detailed, but after that, be very careful. Precisely. In Mega Man 10, every stage takes about 3 minutes long to finish without dying. Average for Mega Man Classic is about 3 minutes without dying. But when we get to fan games, there's an expectation that the stages are going to be longer. So that's why I say like 5 to 7 minutes for Mega Man Classic stages. I'm usually, when I say Mega Man Classic stages nowadays, I'm mainly referring to fan games. And when I'm referring to the NES ones, I say NES styled, or NES. I'm okay. It's my personal and many other personal preferences that you can go up to 10 to 12, but be careful. Yeah, I don't really like as much as Sudden Instant Death 2. Rich lore and Metal Slug, interesting. Discussions about death and other stuff. Considering the ending of the original Metal Slug was kind of somber, I see. So I'm the Buster. The two things that make me interested about the game, well, three things technically, are the reverse grinding mechanic on demand, like it's not sticking to the ceilings like Spider-Man, and also the very interesting world construction based off of the dreams and desires of humanity, and of course the story of sorts. Oh yeah, Bundy Killer. Well, Metal Slug kind of ended with a somber note on the treaties of war. Then we moved on to zombies, then the alien invasion. Then, I guess, then there was the ancient evil deities or something. Then something else, then back to another alien species. Alright, I'll be right back in a moment, then I shall resume. And we are returned to this realm of recording. Alright, let me respond to your message, Jaden, while I transport the NSF files. Let's see, yeah, most side-scrollers don't use... Here's the thing, Jaden, it's not like a complete full reverse gravity. See, Jaden, that's not exactly accurate either. What the game has is ceiling walking. Ceiling walking is not exactly reverse gravity, it's a subset of that. It's a more limited subset of reverse gravity. And the thing is though, because of that limitation, it makes it a bit more easy to work with. In that game, when you ceiling walk, for example, you can't jump, because if you jump, you break out of that and you can't just reattach unless you hit the ceiling again. Again, just so you can hear it, Jaden, I wouldn't say that Solid Buster has true reverse gravity, it's ceiling walking, like Spider-Man. Let's see, worst challenges. Got it. Thank you. Just want to do the clarification. I'm being a bit pedantic here, but the distinction is important. When I say Spider-Man, I'm referring to the character, not a specific game in particular. Like wall climbing, ceiling climbing, that's his forte. As for Nintendo about the complex gravity they pulled off, yeah, it's impressive. And what makes it more impressive is that they didn't exactly fully simulate accurate gravity. They cheated a lot of places to make fun gameplay. And how they actually did the cheating was impressive in its own right. Alright. Fifth up is MMCMR Toxin Man by It's Cookie, with 38 plays and a score of 1. When I refer to okay, classic Spider-Man I suppose, the Peter Parker one. Sure. Ooh. Gonna grab this just in case. Regardless, Spider-Man can stick to walls, and I suppose, by extension, he can stick to the ceilings. And yes, custom NSFs. Let me turn this up a bit, actually. There we go, you can hear it better. I need a citation for that, Jaden. Did Nintendo mention talking about Crazy Gadget and Mad Space? That seems like a jump. That seems like quite a jump there. Into the acid pit you go. I reiterate, I need a citation at that point, Jaden, because that seems like a stretch to me. And why would they reference that of all things compared to all the other 3D gravity things? Platformers. Ah, I thought it was gonna arc differently. Yeah, but that's not specific enough, Jaden. Problem is, sarcasm and jokes don't always translate in text. Because someone made that exact same point in the past you're making, Jaden, but seriously, not as a joke. And it's not like Crazy Gadget and Mad Spaces and Mutation Gravities are really that complex. Sure thing. What's another weapon you'd say, a non-cyber weapon do you think needs a rebalance? Or rethinking? Whoops. I don't know why it executed. A lot of them. Go figure. I'd at least like to make it to the next checkpoint. If I die again, I'm just gonna use Mega Man for this. Dancing shield attacker. Oops. Alright, we're up. Man Melter is a generally good healing weapon, but the problem is it's only useful while enemy pyros are spamming fire at you. Really? Okay. Yeah. In that case, if you can't change it from being too situational, keep it as being a situational pick. Too slow. Oh man, this is gonna be a problem. Exactly. Extinguishing its pyro heals 20 HP, And it's a guaranteed crit flare. I mean, I guess if you can't find any way to change it, keep it the way it currently is. You don't want to accidentally make it more situational. I was trying to jump and the game didn't allow me to, of course. That's it, I'm just gonna use Mega Man for this. The shield is just not being useful enough. Okay, no charge shot for me, but it's fine. Alright. Take 2 at this. Extinguish enemies with it and it still gives you a heal and crit. It doesn't matter, I don't have the charge shot. I just wish I could jump more consistently. What makes dying in a dungeon interesting to me isn't so much that there are plenty of card roguelites that do just that, Jaden. What makes it more interesting is the fact that you actually have a physical board you have to slot your abilities into in order to utilize them. And the fact that you can modify that board to change up the effects, that's pretty neat. We saw that, for example, with die leaving modifier for future die. I'm trying to jump and no. Okay. This is long because I can't even get to the first checkpoint. I just went, yeah. Okay. It took 8 minutes, but I made it here. This is scary. Yeah, I think there should have been a checkpoint by this point with the instant death everywhere. Especially with that, oh my goodness. Like seriously, this is this is not how I designed this sort of stage with the checkpointing. Okay, checkpoints here, but especially with the first section and learning about the dangers, I probably would slot in one more checkpoint between this and the start. Introductions are fine, but yikes, challenge escalation goes from relatively fine to instant death. Okay, that explains it, Jaden. Thank you. See, it basically, in a lot of card battling games in this genre, they already have, many of them have multiple ways to prevent you from just using your most overpowered spell. It says that that game has something else interesting, and that's how you place the abilities. Okay, 3rd degree for Pyro. One upside, hits all enemies connected via medigun beams and no downsides. The level design itself I'm fine with, but it's just painful. Don't play it as a Protomando. But geez Louise. I shot too much. But geez Louise, could we have double the number of checkpoints? Or, if you want to make it better, replace a lot of the instant death with spikes or damage spikes. Which I'm still waiting to be added to the engine, and... How many devs are currently working on Mega Man Maker, by the way? This is not as bad as Mega Man 9, to be fair, but I just want more checkpoints. I'm just curious. Okay, oh. Okay, it didn't detonate this one. Okay, that's a close one. Speaking of which, Jaden, in that case, I advise you check out the game Griftlands, as that's also a card-based, turn-based quote-unquote battler. Let's see, 30 degrees guaranteed crits on overhealed players, damage, vulnerability, swing speed penalty, no random crits. It also seems like a lot of TF2 players don't exactly like random mini crits. Okay, this time I don't want to actually hit that. Because it'll take me to the left. Okay, I'm liking where this is developing. To be honest, the second half of the stage is easier than the first half with the challenges. They're a lot more reasonable to manage. If anything, I take the first two screens of the first section, then take the entirety of this section, and then return to the last part of section 1. Let's go! Squish. Oops. Yeah, that is the biggest problem with this pack. There needs to be at least one more checkpoint, 2 more checkpoints. See, the funny thing about this is that I outside of rearranging some of the challenges, maybe, I wouldn't really change the stage design that much. This is close to how I would design a stage. Of course, if I design a stage, there'd probably be 4 or 5 more screens of introduction. And maybe some more pickups. This is not like one of those stages which needs a lot more tune-up than just double checkpoints. But I made my thoughts on that very clear already, so let's move on. Yeah, random crits, especially in PvP games, or randomness in general is not really liked that much in PvP games. I hit that one and then fell right through. Well, I guess boat. And I wouldn't mind the checkpoint, half the number of checkpoints if, well, there wasn't as much instant death. Yeah. Generally in PvP games, you want to limit random crits or randomness in general. Or if there is randomness, give players ways to mitigate that. I don't mind having chaos sometimes, but you have to be careful. Like, it's one thing to have, for example, a party fighter or party FPS where chaos is happening all across the board, so random crits just pale in comparison to all the funky stuff that can happen. But if you're trying to go for more competitive or balanced stuff, yeah. Again, I don't like this sort of jump because you have to be really quick with the jumping. True. Difficulty and punishment. Like some jumps, take for example like Eternal Noctis. Especially in the later half of the game, most of the jumps and level design challenges are very difficult, causing me to die dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times. However, I wouldn't say they were too punishing, namely because the checkpoint was always at most 30 seconds away. Really, the most punishing and most difficult challenges were the boss fights because they didn't quite have the same checkpointing. But they didn't usually have instant death, and there were more ways to mitigate stuff. Yeah, the way TF2 is made, it feels like it was inherently designed to be more silly, so a lot of design decisions kind of account for that, like the random mini crits. Okay. I keep pointing out Noctis because it is by far the most difficult game I completed on this channel, or beat. If I die again, I'm just using the love letter to get back. That's why I always check the trailer before starting a game. To make sure what's coming up next. Oh yeah, random mini crits and random full crits. Oh. Let go. Oh, there are no random crits there are no random mini crits. Interesting. That is interesting. All this time I thought the crits were... See, all this time in TF2, I thought all those random crits were mini crits, and the full-on crits were just safe for stuff like Ubercharge, or Buff Banner or something. No wonder players were complaining about that a lot. Block strategy is interesting because the only reason I covered it is because the dev asked me to. No, that's it. I'm just using the editor. Hey Cookie, I'm covering your level, and I'm bringing up the level editor. I've been here for about... Excuse me. So yeah, I spent 20 minutes on a level and decided, I'm just gonna use the editor for this one. I want to get to other levels and just dying repeated in the same sections. And then I have to spend 2 minutes to get back to there, only to die again. As I was saying, block strategy is interesting because I would have not usually covered the game had the developer not just emailed me about it, and I decided, okay, I'll take a look. It looks cool. I can do this eventually without the use of special weapons, but that's gonna take a while. Oh, it switched. Okay, I didn't think it switched that too. Like, I thought it was gonna... Oh, it's a blue switch. How do I switch the default switch color? Well, if it doesn't, I'll just push this here. Okay, it's a tighter one. Of course, the explosion dances. I don't like these sorts of things. Come on. Like... Okay, you can't switch it like that. Fine. I'll put it here. Alright, let's do this. What I need to do is destroy this block so it falls correctly. And here. Now I can make it across. This is the thing I wanted to get back to for 10 minutes, but I ended up dying due to the blocks. Remember, the timing on the explosive colored blocks is very tight. Tighter than you expect. Probably would put 2 more screens to teach players about that. Honestly, I kind of find this stage more frustrating than Zen's. Mainly because instant death's more of a hazard, and you can't just take it slow. Like in Zen's stage, Glacial Tide, you can take it slow, and it dramatically reduces your chances of dying. In this stage, however, taking it slow is not really an option with some of the challenges. It'll just result in you repeatedly dying. You can't swap the default switch state. That's really strange. Of course. Oh my goodness. Yipes. Imagine dying here. So yeah, my only suggestion for the stage, maybe add one or two more add one more screen to get used to the timings on the explosive color blocks, or it forces you to do it correctly before you can proceed onwards. And reorder the first section to be a bit easier, because the second half of the stage is easier than the first half. Otherwise, stage is fine. But yeah, it would be appreciated. Yeah, stage has 2 checkpoints, needs 4, but we've established that very well right now. You have improved your level design, sure, because you're actually you're sufficiently exploring all the mechanics, the switches and the blocks. You're not getting that. Get down. Stuck to the door. We got Acid Missile. Yeah, something like this to show, to use it to explode the colored blocks, color explosive blocks. So yeah, double the checkpoints. Like, the two checkpoints, let me just show you this way. Where do we start the stage? Oh, that's not it, ignore that. Okay. Can we start the stage around here? And when we get to the first checkpoint, the placement of the first checkpoint, keep the current checkpoint density here, but put a checkpoint, for example, here, or here. And a checkpoint maybe here? Maybe a little bit, or here? One of these rooms. (10 to 11 screen). Usually the metric for most levels is 10 to 11 screens, plus or minus the amount of instant debt. I'm gonna be a little bit more friendly, generous compared to Buster and Nat, but about every minute or so, but please modify it based on the amount of instant debt. And remember, it's better to have too many checkpoints than too little checkpoints. Anyways, that stage is done. That would have been my honorable mention, but yeah. Okay. Next up is Sky High Highway, a permanent roll adventure by Wallow Wood, 10th place score of 2. Did you send the level, Garde? I may have missed it earlier. Alright, roll time. Oh, that's fine, Fire Sawdust. Good luck with your errands. I missed it kind of in discussions and everything. Jaden, did you post your description or thoughts on block strategy? And yeah, thankfully during the Steam Next Fest, we did not have any stinkers. Was the design itself good? Outside of checkpoints, yeah, I'd say it's at the very least decent, almost good. Everything was actually explored to a sufficient degree, and climax, that's basically how I expect it to be. Hey Eduardo! Oh my, I guess I'm dead? Yeah, I'm dead. The aesthetic saved me, but not by much. Keep jumping! Oh my god, wait, don't keep jumping there. As per the man only. Oh right, Mega Man Arena. I gotta check that out eventually. Oh, WoW would actually hosted a multiplayer building room for this. That's cool. I see where this is going, building up to. Balloons and attractors and repellers. Whoa! Okay. Touché. Speed gaming. Yeah, that's a stage highlight. Usually sometimes these are frustrating, but you're using them in fun ways. Oh yeah, we had a whole discussion about how the crits in TF2 are actually, how all the random crits in TF2 are actually random crits and there's no random mini crits. Then we got sidetracked by discussion of checkpointing. So yeah, I now understand why people get annoyed by random mini crits. Random crits. I'm all for keeping random crits in something like Man vs. Machine, but... Alright, yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Buster, did you read the Magmal Tree post-mortem? Oh gosh, I undershot. It's... Let's just say from here on out, when I do the Magmal Tree LP, it's... I'm gonna try my best to basically... to not bring up the contents of that during the playthrough, but let me tell you, it has affected my perception of several of the developers. Most of them very positively, but a few not so much. I'll DM you the links. And it explains pretty well why the game took 6 years to develop. When in reality it shouldn't have, but... I'll DM you the link about that. I'm gonna share links to that the next time I do the playthrough and do an official thing. A magmal tree. I'll DM you the link as well, Jaden. Indeed. I've heard about the other fan game you're working on, and it sounds interesting. Man, this feels like a breath of fresh air compared to the previous stage's difficulty. Like, this is difficult, yes, but the instant that feels a lot less prickly. Okay, the fact that it froze in that frame while transitioning is hilarious. Oh, you want to read it too, Sylv? My goodness, help. Yes. The engine smiles on me. Yep, get me up, get me up. I'm not judging. If anything, it makes it more hilarious. These sections with the rapid speed boosts are amazing. They're the highlights. I don't know if Zanza was my favorite or this one's my favorite of the episode. And considering how some of the things that in that game were your assets, making a parody of that just feels accurate. I mean, I will put the links about to the postmortem in the next stream and clear up some things there, but I will DM you. Oh, like, wait. Okay, we have boost mode activated. This is like Rockman 4 minus Infinity's finale stage now. Okay, yeah, definitely. Give me a second to reorient myself. Similar situation happening with Silk Song. Hopefully not. Probably trees. That ending, that climax was hilarious. Almost. And because of that and the other sections, this is my favorite level of the episode. In fact, I'll have two favorites. This one and Glacial Tide. I'm okay with this because, well, it's like a two-phase boss fight. Imagine if you fell in the pit like that. That'd be hilarious. Ah, 1 HP again. Yes, I know I have special weapons, so I am gonna use them this time. Yes, please, Cookie. Of course. G to the G. Hardest part of the stage was probably this boss fight, but that's more than me screwing up. I'll send you the link after I'm done with the stream and before I do the meme section, probably. Okay, I only have time for one more stage, so I'm gonna end with Mop Brothers stage. Sorry, we ended up having 2 pretty long levels back to back. Excuse me, 3 pretty long levels back to back. So the 7th and final level of this stream is Weapons Factory by Mop Brothers. 48 plays, score 25. Go ahead, Buster. Yeah, even in other games, people get, especially in PvP ones, people get annoyed by random crits. To the point where usually the devs just remove them. Sure. This way. Well, this seems more like a junkyard right now. I don't want to find out what's down there. Probably debt. We do get missiles. Well, I guess we do have to find what's down here. I see. Thanks. Honestly, that's what I would do. It's a lazy fix, but it'd make people far less annoyed. And for a party game, for more party atmosphere, I suppose that would alleviate. And for the more competitive servers, they can just fully disable random crits. That's a lot of keys, it seems. It's the pile driver, I wouldn't skip it. What do you think of some of the weapons in this game? Alright, give me some examples and I'll shoot. That's... well, they are building missile launchers, I guess. Normally I'd say, hey, why is it so many missiles like this? But based on this stage, it works. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, regardless of the stage design itself, thematically it works pretty well. It does, like many stages, even if they're good, thematically they're just, I feel like more a collection of obstacle courses, or an approximation of an environment. But here it does feel like we're going through a weapon factory. Building various packages, ammo crates, etc. And now we're escaping from here. Ow. Right into that. They're even creating energy elements. Well, yeah, who else would we fight here? Not even that much of a difficult fight, thanks to... Oh, if you have any picks that are annoyingly strong or weak... On the weak side, I don't know about annoyingly strong... But weak... Well, I'm gonna put aside the miniguns, because they're supposed to be weak. Not the miniguns, the syringe guns, they're supposed to be weak. I'm trying to think of soldiers who are weakest primary rocket launcher. I forget his name. Let me check the wiki. The Liberty Launcher, that's the one. Like, Rocket Launcher Original, they're the solid baselines. Direct Hit is hard to use, but Direct Hit. Black Box has a self-heal. Rocket Jumper has the funny thing about rocket jumping. Beggar's Bazooka can be spammed and has its own use of that. The ones I find the weakest are Liberty and Airstrike. But Airstrike's more due to the fact I'm not very good at rocket air jumping. Air jump rocket firing. But I'll say more of that later. Alrighty then. Of the 7 levels I played in today's stream, my favorite one would definitely be, or favorites, Glacial Tide by Zen and Sky High Highway by Wawa Wood. Good job, you two, and thank you to everyone else whose levels were submitted to me. It was really appreciated. And here we are. Let's go back a bit. Ah, I see. It's one of the situations where it's a playstyle I don't really gel with as much. Not a bad weapon, it's just not enough experience. That's why I'm a bit hesitant to call weapons from certain other classes I don't play as much as being weak or strong. See, Spy, Sniper, Demo. I need more experience in those classes. Alright, give me a sec. So with all that said and done, it is time for the art showcase. Mega Man 5... Gyro Man? Yeah, Gyro Man. My power simplified. Yeah, looks like him. Mega Man 5... Stone Man? They have the Stone Man feet. Oh, these are like... The way it looks like, I think it's like those double soul things. Or armors. So this is like the Mega Man 5 armor. Like proto armor or something with the Stone Man feet. Probably grants increased armor and knockback resistance. And a snazzy offensive shield. Mega Man Y+1 armor. Red biker dude. Colgate. I like how you have to unlock the feet. Comes with a buzzsaw. I don't know what the other thing is. And a sassy helmet. Wait, if that's the case then, this is an armor. It's not Gyro Man, it's like a Mega Man 5 Gyro armor. Pipe Man from OP. MS Paint Pillman. Pills here. Another armor. Apprentice Elm Team, Red Biker Dude. There we go. Ooh. Shoe Claws. Watermelon. Watermelon Fist and a Buster. Dapper Hat. Hello. Ah, the Ultimate Nanny, Sonic the Hedgehog. Hang on a sec. Or is it? I had to go for a second to fix the music. Welp. Even comes with a Shadow Chow. Nice. Devious. Sonic looks a bit taller with his proportions here. But I suppose it makes for better design. Okay, more armors. This is another armor. I'm guessing from the feet... Okay, it's a mix of multiple masters because the feet is from Mercury. The melting feet. I don't know about the other thing elements. Like the helmet I recognize from one of the Venus maybe? I know one of the Star Droids has that kind of horn. Okay, yeah. Bullhorn. So mixing together multiple masters together to create an armor. That's a pretty cool idea. Usually we only have an armor based off of 1 or 2 characters, but you're taking it further by having like 3 or 4 in one from the same game. On the recreated OP Wily Fortress. Now in watermelon green flavor. Yum yum. In any case, this marks the end of the stream, and by extension, this session. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or just participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for our channel. It's really appreciated. So if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, co-host, and Blue Sky as well. And join the Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play. See you then!